And speaking of sticking around, we have our next guest, Joylynn Ross, and she is no stranger to the show. It's been a while since she's been on, and she has her Black Authors Matter t-shirt on. So
Come on,
welcome
twist
back
out.
to the show, Joylynn. And she's in a whole new capacity. I don't know if this is a trend, but I hope it is. It's very exciting. Um, Joylynn has a new imprint, and I think it's kind of similar to what Entice is doing with Black Odyssey Media. But I say the more the merrier, because distribution is the key to it all. And just welcome back to the show so you can tell us about this major announcement you have and what we can look forward to for next year and the coming years.
Thank you so much for having me on the show. This is my first, last, and only live interview of 2023. I know folks can't believe it because I love talking, but not just talking about any old thing, talking to if add benefit, add value for creatives out there and even readers. So again, thank you so much for having me back on the show again. I absolutely could not say no. So yes, we have P2 Press. P2 Press, that is our traditional publishing imprint of Path to Publishing. As some of you might know, Path to Publishing, we're an author assistance literary service provider. We also have branched off into business of serving small business owners and small businesses. So this P2P Press traditional publishing imprint is just another amazing branch of the beautiful tree we're growing over here, going on our 24th year. We'll be 24 years in business in 2024. So it's exciting. We launched our first title, The Price We Pay by Nikki T. Anthony. I know a lot of people are seeing all of these amazing things in the news feed, in our newsletter, because I'm just so very proud of this project. Although our line just launched, this has been in the making, actually working on her book for about 4 to 5 years. She started off as an editing client, and we were going to start a hybrid publishing imprint. But after working with her title, and getting together with our team, we said, hey, we got to change this model. We want to be all in with this project. So a traditional imprint was something we had no intentions of starting, but we saw that this book was a diamond in the rough, and we wanted what's the, we wanted not just our piece of the pie, but we knew we were going to put a lot into this project. And with putting so much into this project, we knew we had to have a larger stake. So we renegotiated with the author, who is simply amazing. And that's really what I want to talk about. Not me, not Path to Publishing, not P2P Press, not even the author, not even the book, but how other authors out there, how authors turn publishers, helping other people share their work, can really position their book for success by having that marketing plan. Not a wish list, okay? Not the wish list. When people say, let's see your marketing plan because you want to get a deal, or you want them to choose your book of the month, or you want to get an audio book deal. So you put together this marketing plan that's so beautiful, but ain't going to happen unless God writes the check. No, not one of those marketing plans. A real marketing plan that you can execute either with dollars, with time that you have on your team, getting earned media, all sorts of things. So that's what I'd really like to go over. I know Gwen, you probably, and Rhonda, you probably have some questions you want to ask me, some preliminary questions. I like to say, Google me, the clock's ticking. I want to make this about the audience.
Joylynn, you know we can't plan an interview when you come on the show. We just go with the flow. Even if we did have questions planned, you gonna throw all those out the window.
I have some questions that I know the audience will want to know.
Yeah.
So,
yes.
but what I will do is I will hold my questions for maybe 15 minutes.
Okay.
And then ask them after you get a chance to tell us what you believe and know that we need to know.
Okay, so I brought my bag of tricks.
I
got my bag of tricks.
Okay.
I have our marketing plan that we actually used for The Price We Pay. And it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pages. This is what we've been doing. A lot of people want to sell a million copies. They have this number of books they want to reach. They want to be like Chicken Soup for the Soul. But a lot of times they don't know that in order for Chicken Soup for the Soul to achieve the success it achieved, there were 2 co-authors. And those 2 co-authors did 5 things a day for 2 years to market and promote their book before they ever received the success that they started receiving by making the New York Times list. 5 things a day for 2 years straight. Are you willing to put in that time? What are your dreams, vision, and goals for your book, whether you're the publisher, whether you're the author, and are you willing to put in the time? Are you willing to do the work? Do you have a plan? Do you have a plan that can be executed? And having a plan is just the first step. Executing the plan. 9 times out of 10, everything on your plan, this is like a to-do list, but everything on your to-do list has a to-do list, if that makes sense. Everything on your checklist has a to-do list. So I just want to be transparent. Like you said, Gwen, the more the merrier. If you are an author, if you have your own publishing company, if you want to start your own publishing company, here's the tea. Drink it up. It's good stuff. You are not copying. There is enough room out here for all of us. Take notes, watch the replay, do the work. So we're going back to July and August of 2023, and our author, this is a partnership. We're a traditional publisher, but we are partners. It is not our job to sell the author's book. It is our job as a publisher to position the book and the author for success. It is our job as the publisher to make sure the book, the titles, is available broadly, that we have real distribution, not retail distribution. Retail distribution is real distribution, but it's retail distribution, and it usually stops with Amazon, Ingram, Barnes and Noble, maybe Draft to Digital, things like that. That's called retail distribution, okay? And what is real distribution? Not that retail distribution is amazing, because we use that too, but it is the Baker and Taylor. It is the Brodart. It is the different distributors, even that specializes with small publishers. Some will require you to have the 10 titles, but get started, start making these connections, know how to put your packages together to pitch your titles for wide distribution. And with distribution, exclusive distribution, when I say real distribution, I mean exclusive. I mean, you have a sales team. You are partnering with someone who's going to take your names in the rooms when they are pitching titles, when they are pitching to Walmart, when they are pitching to Barnes and Noble, when they are pitching to Books A Million. So that's the difference when I say real distribution, not that retail distribution isn't an important element, because we all know Amazon is not called Amazon for nothing. When Amazon sneezes, everybody catches the flu. So that's just that. That they're Amazon. So we partner with our author. Our author understood her assignment as an author. Our author understood she has job description. And this is a partnership. We have to go in and do this together. It doesn't matter who's getting a check, who's cutting a check, who's writing a check, receiving a check. Nobody works for anybody. You work with each other. So we are a team. And so what our author did is her team worked with us. She put together a team and they worked with us. One of the things she did is she did a promotions for July and August of 2023. She did a campaign via ASCOP. They did press coverage and materials overview, which included professionally written press releases. Please just stop paying people to write press releases and they just sitting in your folder. They're just sitting in your folder. If you're going to invest in press releases, and some people will say, oh, press releases are old. Nobody uses press releases not anymore. Not true. Don't just write it. Use it. release, okay? So professionally written press releases.
And Joy, if I may
Yes.
add about press releases don't just have to go to media.
Right. Exactly. But Rhonda, I'm sure you do what I do. You do a lot of what I do, and people want these amazing press releases, and they're so excited about it. And press releases are not evergreen. They are so time sensitive.
Yes.
If this sits on your computer more than a week, you wasted your money. You wasted your money on distributing that. So again, your professionally written press releases, distributed one mass press distribution per week to media for 4 weeks, pitched book review requests to 150 bloggers, influencers, and podcasters, pitched media coverage opportunities to FM, satellite, and syndicated radio and television outlets. So our author invested in working with Ascot with her own dollars from her advance. She did not go to the Coach store with her advance. She went to Ascot.
Hey, we can have fun with the money.
You can't. Look, I made a mistake when I got my first advance years ago. Don't talk to me. I've got on Coach. I got on all kinds of name brand, and I ain't built my own brand. How about that? I'm wearing everybody else's brand.
I didn't, and you don't know what's going on with you. You hear about people getting advances, but you don't hear about what happened to the money. And also, a lot of people don't realize you might not see a dime for 2 years, if then, after you get that thing.
Yeah, right, or ever. So
yeah, it takes a long time before you see some more money.
Yes.
So,
yes.
You have to keep that in mind.
Yeah, see, I wasn't smart with my advance. I went and bought other people's brands and wore it and marketed and promoted their brand with my advance money. But this author took her advance and invested into her own brand. Okay.
Now, I have a question based on what you've already said. I'm sure the audience will want to know as well. You said she contacted bloggers and reviewers and those. How did she obtain the information about who those people are, the influencers that she needed to contact?
So this is what's great. Okay. And this is why we specifically chose to work with her, because we didn't want to have to train and teach people what their job description. She attended our conference 2 years. We teach you all of that in our conference. Our conference curriculum, it has all of that. When people tell us, well, I'm a poet and I want to be able to write postcards or I want to be able to write greeting cards, we give them all the resources they need. We give them here. This isn't Hallmark's website. This isn't, the different websites. We give them the submissions. So with authors we tell them, okay, you're going to need to do a blog tour. You're going to have to do influencers. Oh, you want to do books to film? Oh, you need LeBron James information? Oh, you need Stephen Curry's. It's all in our curriculum. So she attended our conference. She had our curriculum. She has our curriculum. Anybody can get our curriculum. It's on our website, www.pathtopublishing.com/conference store. It's in the day 3. That particular is in day 2. But all the stuff that she did, she learned it and she implemented and she worked it. She worked it. So that's where she got all this information. Just going back to our curriculum. And again, it was great working with her because she wasn't new to this. We knew she was trained because we trained her, never knowing we would eventually give her a book deal. But that's just one of the reasons. That's another reason that sealed the deal. We knew she knew her job description as an author. We knew she owned the resources. So if we say you need to do a blog tour, where do I start? She didn't have to ask that question. She had our curriculum. She knew who to reach. She knew sample pitch letters in our curriculum, contracts. We don't tell you, oh, you're going to need a contract. We give you a link to the sample contract. Some of them fill in the blanks with your own information. So she had all of this information from the resources, plus Ascot, who she hired as well. She
Now,
did
by the
media.
way, I do want the audience to know, by the way, the author that Joylynn keeps referring to, Nikki Anthony, will be on the show tonight on the last segment. So you'll get to meet her and learn from her some tidbits about how her experience was. So I wanted to have you all on the same night, and I'm glad I was able to get that done.
Yes. So questions for her, she'll be on here to answer them. Media interviews, WLNS Channel 6, because we pitched the media as well. She got on WLNS Channel 6. We pitched the Hollywood Times. She did get her interview. Beyond the Pages, WGN Houston and Chicago. She got her interview. Jazzy 88.1 FM. She got her interview. The Dr. Denise Show. She got her interview. The Good News Fox Chicago. You will hear Chicago a lot because our author is Chicago based.
Right.
And working with Carl Weber for umpteen years, that's what he taught us when we were in the author row. Before I transitioned to the acquisitions editor row for his Christian fiction imprint. But as the author row, litter your town. Litter your town. Everybody in your town should know who you are. Litter your town. So you'll hear Chicago over and over because she's following that advice. Litter your town. Even the libraries, like I'm here in the fabulous Las Vegas, Nevada, but we have the Clark County libraries, we have the Henderson libraries, we have the different libraries. So I can go and teach or present something at the Green Valley Library or the Henderson Library, and it's not the Las Vegas Library, it's not the Clark County. So I can take the same workshop, because we train and teach our authors, don't go do book signings, don't go do speaking engagements, do events, do a workshop, do something. If you know how to do backflips, don't you go reading that book and that's all you do. Put on a show, make it an experience. And so that's what she already knew that. She did guest blogging posts. Some authors don't want to blog, that's fine. I don't particularly like to have an author's blog, but what I do like to do is hop on everybody else's blog. For one, they already have a platform. They already have followers. As long as I match up with their audience is my audience. We share a common fan base. I will go and I will do 10 podcasts, get in front of 10,000 different people, but then I will send my list, like Christmas break is coming up. Here's a podcast playlist. Here's a blog playlist. I ain't spent no time setting up no blog, setting up no podcast, none of that. But I can still send my following a playlist, and they can hear me. They can listen to my playlist of podcasts in their car that I'm just a guest on other people. So if you don't want to start your own, maximize other people's blogs. If you don't want to start your own, maximize other people's, but just make sure you're sending your following the playlist so they can read and see everything's going on, that you put it on your media. Okay. So she did a lot of guest posts. The Good Men Project, blacknews.com, Silicon Valley Daily, Motherhood Moment, Not Born Yesterday, Keep the Faith Magazine, Feisty News for Women, Spectacular News, The Chicago Crusader. And again, it's just not random. We're not casting poles into the water. We're determining where are the fish that we want to bite. And that's what we're casting our poles. We're determining who are we speaking to, because as a publisher, we're going to speak into the industry in more marketing spiels, while our author needs to speak in a manner that will connect to people, to an audience. And so she may have to use a worm while we're using a minnow. So you got to know where are the fish hanging out that you need to catch, and what type of bait do you need to use. You're going to be speaking these different languages. So in September, we did a campaign. The author did a campaign via Black PR Media, where they distributed the press release to 30,000 journalists during release week, pitched media opportunities to 1,000 newspapers, magazines, TV stations, and news-related outlets. Search engine optimized the press release for Google, Yahoo, and Bing. 2 social media promotional posts to 800,000 combined Facebook and Twitter followers. secure promotional release post on blacknews.com news site. She also invested in something called Sizzling Sassy Promotions. Again, the author. This is the author. She's not sitting there saying, I got a traditional publishing deal. My publisher need to be marketing, promoting, and selling. Look,
and it doesn't work like that anymore.
It does not work like that. It does not work like that. We are partners. We are partnering in the success of this book. So these are things the author is doing. So she did pre-publication blog interview, Beyond the Pages television interview, WGN Houston, Beyond the Pages television interview for WGN Chicago, and she did a 30-second commercial. We did a promotional postcards. They were printed and dispersed in the Chicago area to local end of the summer events. $250 promotional posters were distributed to attendees of African Culture Fest in collaboration with the Underground Bookstore. 250 promotional posters were distributed to Printers Row Lit Fest, and the author hosted a traveling bus book launch event. Really, really cute, amazing idea. So she literally had a mobile book launch. You bought tickets for her party bus, and it included a copy of the book, and you kind of went on a journey, went on a tour, and talked about the book, but had fun on the party bus. So that was really unique, out of the box. I refuse to allow our authors to have readings and author signings. We don't do that. It doesn't even sound fun. Even if that's what it really is.
It's not fun, Joylynn. We started at the same time. We remember when we were sitting in those stores like this.
Right, exactly. So even though that is what they are, industry terms, it's a book reading, and it's an author signing, it's a book read. Make it something different. Make it event. Make it an experience. Give it a name. Give it a title. Like I used to call mine the literary feast. And so it was a book event, but literary feast, what's that about? We would have entertainment. Just don't do a flyer talking about author appearance, author book signing, book reading. Like, no.
Yeah, we used to do a book brunch, and I think you came to it one time, Joy. I think you did. And we would have brunch, and then we charged, but one of the books, we would have multiple authors, and the book was included with what people paid. So we used to do that when we had the brick and mortar store. Now we only have a few minutes left, so I have some questions about your new imprint.
Yes.
And when are you going to be open for submissions? Okay, keep the questions in your head so you can. And do you have a goal for release the numbers of books you're going to be releasing next year?
Okay, so we have submissions are closed right now because we find, as a literary service provider, when people come to us, like Nikki, when Nikki came to us, she just wanted us to edit her book, but we got to edit in that book, and we team meeting, huddle, this book is fire. And she's been to our event, so she knows what she has to do to make this successful. We do tend to look at our tribe. We do tend to look at our community who has been following us, not who has spent money with us, not who has been a client. Even if you've only been in our private Facebook group, our newsletters, we know you've been learning, because what we do not want to do is spend time having to teach that ground zero author what it looks like, what their job description looks like, and what they have to do, because the minute their book comes out and they get their first royalty statement and they've only sold 10 books because they're waiting on us to sell them, they gonna blast us all over social media. We stealing from them. Somebody done went to the Bahamas with their royalty money. And
I know what you're saying.
We're funny about when we're going to open submissions and to whom. We have so many amazing projects coming across our desk. We really don't have to open up submissions. We literally just have to, at our Monday morning meeting say, wow, did you see that project so-and-so's working on? And they're thinking about self-publishing. What do you think about offering them a deal? So literally they come to us through our service pipeline. So we're honestly don't know when we'll open it up to the public, because right now our pathfinders are bringing so many amazing works through the pipeline, but that's our intention to open up. And our goal, we decided we will not put a number on how many we want to release, because we have goals for each book. And because we're not a major publishing where even though an author doesn't make their advance back, you got James Patterson over there making enough money for everybody, so they ain't mad. That little advance you didn't make back ain't bothering them none. They're still making money, and you're still making money off of your book. We want to reach every goal we have for our books. We have a plan, and we're literally laser focused on, we can't see anybody but Nikki right now, and this book winning, and this book winning. So no number.
Now I saw your thing in Times. Was it Times Square? Or
yes.
Where, okay, it was a billboard or one of those flashing screens or whatever they call it. How did that come about?
That's Nikki. So when Nikki comes on, Nikki did that. We didn't even do that. Nikki and her team did that. Nikki and her team, they did. Like I said, I only got through 1.5. We're out of time, and I only got through 1.5 of my marketing plan. That's how hard you have to go. And that's why I need readers to see what we are doing as authors and publishers, so that you don't turn your nose. We got a hardback special edition. That book is $34.95. It's $34.95 for the hardback special edition. That is not a lot of money. Our audience is for that person who won't say, that's a lot of money. I don't have $35 for that book, but I paid my down payment for my $3,500 trip to Jamaica. Our audience is for the people who understand that knowledge is not power. Knowledge is not power until you use it.
Applied knowledge is power.
You have to apply it. You have to apply it. But
that was the unspoken word. You know, that was the understood part of the knowledge is power.
Yeah.
You know, some things are kind of inferred or understood, but then they're misquoted because that part is left off. It's like when people misquote, money is the root of all evil. That is not what, that's not what it says. It's the love of money. So
yes,
it's the same thing with knowledge. Well, Joylynn, it's always a pleasure. And it's always so much. By the time you're done talking, I'm always like, I need some more notes areas. I need to be able to write so I can retain some of what she's saying and use it.
And I know we're late and you're going into your next one, but contest, please submit to contest. No contest is too big. No contest is too small. We're submitting to the BNN Children's, Crooks Corner Book Prize, the Boston Globe, the National Book Award, the Hurston Wright, Black Authors Matter Children's Book Awards, the ALA Coretta Scott King Book Awards, the ALA Michael Prince Awards, the National Indie Excellence Awards, the IPPY Awards, the IBPA Benjamin Franklin Awards. Do a sweep. You never know whose hands your book is going to get into. Even if you don't win, you win.
That's true.
Somebody is going to see your book, and that somebody could be influential.
Yes.
Yeah. Which one did I win? I won one of those Indie Excellence one. I think that's the one. I was a finalist, but you know, a finalist is almost as good as being a winner a lot of times, because you got bragging rights still.
There you go, bragging rights.
So Joylynn, thanks so much, and all the best. And I know it'll be successful because everything you put your hands to is a success.
Thank you.
Thanks so much. Happy holidays and a happy new year. I know 2024.
Yes.
We're all going to be doing big things.
Yes, and same to you. And if anybody reaches out and be like, but I wanted to hear what else she said, give them my email address. I don't mind.
Okay. I need you to re-invite me to your group, because you know I have a new Facebook page. We're friends again, but I need you to re-invite me to your group.
Okay, because I don't keep nothing under the wraps. We all got to win. We all got to win. So I will share my blueprint. Yes, I will.
And that's what we do. We share. Okay. Have a great
All right,
night.
Joylynn, it was
Thank
good
you.
to see you again.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.